Hi, welcome back to CS170. I'm just going to wrap up this set of topics with charts. So here we are. There's a couple of different types of charts here, and there's probably like some kind of best practice in terms of doing certain types of charts, right? So I'll give you an example here. We're looking at a pie chart. So pie chart is usually something that obviously you can fit together into like a pie. So if you have something that can broke up into components, like let's say various percentages that make up a whole, then you can do, it's probably best practice to do something like a pie chart. Okay. So what I've done here is you got the Big Mac, right? And I just basically took this and mapped it out to here. Okay, so you have the protein, carbs, and fat, and you have 45, 23, and 32. It could be anything, right? But I just kind of put it like this to match up to the example that's in the PowerPoint. So what I'll do is I'm just going to select like this, and I'm going to do insert. And then when you go into the insert, you can see here, like there's all these different types of charts. If I just do recommended charts, Excel kind of looks at this and almost like knows automatically say, hey, maybe you want to do a pie chart. So that kind of pops right up there. So let's see what that happens. And so you can see right away, it pretty much sets it up for you, right? You have like a chart title, you can call it whatever. Let's say, let's do Big Mac. So Big Mac. And then you have like protein, carbs, and fat. That goes to these color codes here. But let's go over to here. And let's say I want to do something to kind of match it up to close to this, right? You have the numbers here, the percentages. I always kind of find that to be useful to have the percentages right inside the pie chart. It gets a little bit messed up if you have a whole bunch of slices here, then the numbers don't quite fit in there nicely. But in this case, it fits out pretty good. You can see these other styles here. Maybe you want the numbers sitting on the outside, right? So all kinds of ways you can mess around with this. All you have to do is hit this thing right here and it'll pop up like that. Okay, and in case you don't remember, you can look at on the Rutgers software install, like all the students can get an install of Office as part of being a student here. So you should be able to get to all this version of Excel. Okay, so that's one thing, right? Now let me just move this off to the side here. And let's scroll down to the other one that's a very common thing, which is these type of charts, right? These column charts here, like so, right? And you can have all of these different things broken out. In this case, we have categories of protein, carbs, and fat. And you kind of look at the different types here. It's matched by color, bananas, Big Mac, and Snickers, right? What I did here was I set up something like this, where this is a very common thing, right? You have different types of categories. In this case, I'm saying revenue, expense, and P&L, profit and loss. And by year, 2003, 4, and 5, right? So if I take all of this and highlight it, and I do the insert, and I do the recommended charts, and right away automatically recommends this. Okay, and just pop it there. And again, similar type of thing, right? I can do chart title. Let's say finance rules. Oops. And let me go back to here. And what do I like? Maybe I like that. Maybe I like this. You can play around with it, all kinds of different ways to play around with it here. Okay, but you get the idea. So you can see there's some things here. You can kind of play around with it. Let's say you want to play around with the legend. For the sake of argument, you want to type in something other than that. this. You can play around with all these different things here. Okay. So this is for you to play around with, but this gives you the idea, right? You select your data range here and you do the insert here. And you can either pick one of the ones you want here on your own, or you can use the Excel recommended charts, right? But once you do this enough, you kind of get used to it. You'll recognize like this type of data where you're looking at a breakdown of a larger number, it will generally be a pie chart, right? And when you're looking at kind of like side-by-side comparison, you're looking at these column charts here, okay? So this is for you to play around with. There's still more to come, but hopefully this kind of gets you going for now, and I'll cut some more lectures later on in the week. All right. Thank you, and we'll catch up soon.